Hey everybody, welcome to Social Mediacy, a YouTube channel dedicated to walking you through different topics of media literacy and media education, with a special focus on social media platforms that many of us use every day. In this first mini episode, we're going to be walking through something called the attention economy and how it impacts your daily scroll on platforms like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and more. We have lots to talk about, so let's just dive right in. Social media platforms, sometimes also referred to as falling under the umbrella of new media or digital media, are a part of a unique group of companies that make their money based on how many audience members they can accumulate. Think of it this way: you, as a YouTube viewer or Instagram user, have a certain amount of time in the day, and these platforms want to capture as much of it as they can because your attention has become valuable. Why has your attention become valuable? Well, the answer is quite simple: advertising. Social media companies don't make money the traditional way like most other companies do, where a consumer buys a product and a portion of that money goes towards the product creation and the other to the company who created it or sold it. Social media companies also don't make their money the traditional way that other media companies do. Instead of paying a subscription fee like you do to Netflix, you're watching YouTube likely for free. There are paid models on YouTube and Twitter, or X nowadays, but most platforms are completely free or have a free use option. Therefore, instead, social media companies make money by selling advertising. And what do advertisers want from these platforms? Eyeballs on their ads. So social media companies want to be able to sell advertising spots and get the advertisers lots of viewers, so they'll continue to buy advertising spots from the platforms. This makes your attention as a social media user very valuable to the platforms and the advertisers. And this is what the attention economy is. The attention economy was first theorized by Herbert A. Simon back in 1971. He said, "In an information-rich world, the wealth of information means a dearth of something else, a scarcity of whatever it is that information consumes. What information consumes is rather obvious. It consumes the attention of its recipients. Hence, a wealth of information creates a poverty of attention, and a need to allocate that attention efficiently among the overabundance of information sources that might consume it." Basically, what Simon is saying when he says a wealth of information creates a poverty of attention is that when there's a lot of information or content out there, say lots of different platforms and lots of advertisers who want to access the user of these platforms, that automatically makes the attention of those users really meaningful to both the platforms who want to sell ad spots and to the advertisers who want people to buy their products. Other researchers have also used Simon's attention economy theory as a way of thinking, like this one, who describes attention under the attention economy as a scarce resource, and that social media platforms are able to sell their users' attention to advertisers because they can give advertisers exposure to a maximum number of eyeballs. Now, Simon first theorized this in 1971, which was a good 30 plus years before any of our modern social media platforms were created. This is because attention has long been a product for advertisers, even with older forms of media like radio, television, and newspapers. But social media platform has taken this attention economy to a whole other level for two reasons. First, the recommendation algorithms that personalize content that you encounter online, including the ads you see. And second, by maximizing the attention spent on their platforms by making their platforms addictive. Firstly, you may have heard the word algorithm before, especially if you use TikTok. The For You page on TikTok is one of the most prolifically known and talked about algorithms out there because of how many people use TikTok for its ability to show you a constant and never-ending feed of content that you are likely interested in. Social media algorithms, sometimes called recommendation algorithms or personalization algorithms, use the data collected from you and your actions across the web to cater the content that you see. Algorithms determine what videos you see on the YouTube homepage, which videos you see in the column beside this video, what videos you'll see at the end screen of this video once it ends, and like I've already mentioned, they determine your entire TikTok For You page and other content streams like your Instagram Reels and Instagram Explore page. When you think about why you want to spend time on these platforms, one of the reasons will likely be because they provide me with content that I'm interested in. But it's important to think, how and why are they doing that? Secondly, it's not just the algorithms working to show you content that you like in hopes that it will keep you on the app or platform longer. The apps themselves are designed to make this whole process addictive. Researchers, like these ones, Bargava and Velasquez, published a paper titled Ethics of the Attention Economy: The Problem with Social Media Addiction, which talks about how social media platforms fit the 6 components of addiction that were outlined by a researcher named Mark Griffiths in 2005. Griffiths outlined the following 6 points as factors of a behavioral addiction, like addiction to social media. First, salience. Second, mood modification. Third, tolerance. Fourth, withdrawal. 5, conflict. And 6, relapse. These 6 components can be very applicable to a lot of people's relationships to social media. Later in that same article, they discuss one of the main reasons that social media addiction is so prevalent, because it's practically embedded in many of our lives. We are incredibly vulnerable to social media platforms since they have become a part of our daily communication and social needs, even working their way into our work and school. They and their temptations have become very hard to ignore. Most social media platforms have incorporated certain functionalities and affordances to their platforms that make them really addictive, like Snapchat streaks and the social validation of getting likes on platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, or accumulating views on TikTok and YouTube videos. Other instances of how social media is built to be addictive include the infinite ability to scroll on your For You page or on Instagram Reels, and endless suggestions of what you should watch next on YouTube. To summarize, the attention economy is the business model of the social media platforms that have driven them to make their platforms addictive so that they continue to profit off the user's attention by selling it to advertisers. They're making their platforms enticing by using personalization recommendation algorithms to cater their content to what the user will like and what will keep them on the platform. To wrap up this lesson, maybe stop and think about what content you regularly encounter on your feeds. Why are you seeing it? How is it affecting your worldview? What kind of role does social media have in your life? Are you able to step away for a bit? See you next time on Social Mediacy.